All right, everyone, we're back here. We're live on the C. Allen, a morning show featuring Bennett and Brown. I tell you, I was just telling Agnes I can't wait to get to that coffee this morning. I tell you, we're so happy. Our sponsor, Megabus, we just came back from New York City. I'm going to now introduce to some of you, many of you already know her, but when we talk about the skincare expert, when we talk about someone that worked with campaigns from not only from the Harlem Skin Clinic, but so many different corporations and companies, from Ambi to just so many different skincare companies. And then on top of that, everyone, she's also a commentary. I guess that's what you call it when you get on TV and you start talking about skin. And then she's a one of those supporting editors for so many. No, it's a contributing editor.
Thank you.
So many, would you shut up and let me introduce you to so many different magazines? But the thing that I love about her is she is a single mom. She has 4 wonderful kids. She is the proprietor, the CEO, the founder of the Harlem Skin Clinic. And on top of that, she is the co-host. When you hear me say Bennett and Brown, that's C. Allen and that's Seven Brown. Good morning, Seven Brown.
Good morning, C. Allen.
Did you know, Seven, every week you get on air and you get on air and you talk and you introduce our guests every single week, and you give them such an awesome introduction. You know, I just want, that was just a little small snippet of what I can do for you. But honestly speaking, when we talk about skin, and we have a lot of our listeners here who are seasoned listeners. What I mean by seasoned, they're 50-plus listeners. And they want to know as well, what can they do about wrinkles and dark spots and the crawl feet and all that kind of stuff.
Feet?
See, you can tell my hairstyles. All right, so talk to me, Seven. Talk to me.
Okay, so we could talk about a lot of things, but I chose one topic in particular because right now this is the thing that everybody, that comes in the Harlem Skin Clinic is asking me, what can I do about hyperpigmentation, dark spots, this kind of thing. Wrinkles, they come and they go. It's not really as prevalent in the black community as others. So hyperpigmentation. So here we go. This is what it is. Melanin, the thing in your skin that, provides that wonderful warm color, is also the thing that's activated when it's synthesized with heat. So let's say you go out into the sun. This is why you tan, because melanin is being synthesized. By the same token, things that are like the sun, what I mean by that is an injury. So like when you pick acne, or you're cut, or you have some type of abrasion, or, a hormonal cause like pregnancy, the activated melanin goes to the surface of the skin and it will create a dark spot. So this is our problem. How do we get that spot to move?
Yes.
So, we have a lot of ways. Top 3, you have topical agents, and then you have, your chemical peels and microdermabrasion. And then when you bring out the big guns, it's laser. That, can be expensive and a little dangerous.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. So now, with my skin, you see that I have a dark spot going down the line of my beard line, and I notice, and I especially see it in a lot of heavyset women and men, how on the side of their face they have a dark spot. Talk to me about that.
Okay, so let's start with men. All right, a lot of times it's the way that you're shaving, because shaving is an exfoliation. You're using a blade or a razor, and sometimes people apply pressure. So they're pushing down, and it causes heat and friction. So when you get that shave and it's a little bit too close sometimes, the end result is going to be a dark spot.
Now, how would I be able to get rid of that? Is that my microdermabrasion treatment that I'm going to get for $50?
Well, not one treatment can get rid of it, but maybe several. And sometimes it takes a combination of treatments. And then the bad news is sometimes you can't, and you have to just lighten it and get it to look better, depending on the cause.
Now, do my skin, do my weight and food, anything Do anything have to do with that?
It's funny you should say food because I actually posted on Twitter just like 2 seconds ago the top 20 foods for clear skin. So there are some food choices definitely, and one of my favorite is, a lot of African American people are lactose intolerant, so we have to find a different choice for milk. People run to soy. And the thing about soy they don't know is that soy is a hormone, and a lot of times hyperpigmentation is accentuated by hormonal things in the skin, in the body. So, oat milk.
Okay, but wait a minute, don't give us all that. Go back to telling me how to get rid of these dark spots, and then get to the food a little bit later.
Did you just ask me a food question?
I just said food. I just said, does it have something to do with my food? I didn't tell you to give away your good stuff yet, man.
So, the first thing on the top of the list.
You sound like a married couple, don't we?
We pretty much are. The first thing on the top of the list, which is SPF. This is your sunscreen. You need a broad spectrum sunscreen, and when I say broad spectrum, I mean it prevents exposure to UVA and UVB, so that's going to be on the container, and it needs to have an SPF, which is sun protection factor of 30, at least 30. You don't need 45, 60, all this craziness unless you're going to Cuba and you're going to be in the sun all day. 30 is going to prevent further things from happening.
You said SPF?
Sun protection factor.
All right. All right, everybody. Now, you hear that now. I tell you, our skincare expert is on the point. Because I always wonder, Alonzo, what was all of that under sunscreen? You see the SPF 15, 25, 30. Now, go ahead, explain it to me again. And what does all of that mean, those numbers?
It's basically code for how long you can stay in the sun before you have to reapply.
Gotcha.
Right? So reapplying you're going to need to do. And it's basically every 2 hours, right? Unless, of course, you get in the water. If you get in the water and you get out, you have to do it instantly because there's no guarantee it's still on your skin. But your body is different than your face because your face is exposed all the time. Pretty much 365 days a year. So, especially an area like the nose, that's why you would see the lifeguard with the white stuff on his nose because that's the highest elevation on your face. So,
very interesting.
And a lot of times black people were told they don't need to wear the sunscreen because we have a natural protection. And it's not true. We do have a natural protection, but it's not enough, especially with hyperpigmentation, because the way to solve it is to exfoliate somehow, some way that takes off your protective layer, and then you're exposed to the sun, and that's the hyperpigmentation problem right there. The sun hits it, makes it worse.
Okay, so now, once we get out of the water, we have to put more sunscreen back on.
Right. You do. You're going to need to.
Because I go a lot of places, and I don't see none of my friends pulling out. I see the girls do it, but I do not see no guys pulling out sunscreen protection and all that kind of stuff and putting it on their face and their bodies. I've never seen it. Have you, Alonzo? Never seen it. Alonzo said it, and I know the guys driving that car.
I'm going to go a step further with guys. Okay. Watch this. You know that bald head that's in style? Alonzo Brown, look at you. You need sun protection factor on the top of your head.
Wow.
A lot of times they wear hats, though. So, that prevents a lot of the sun exposure. But if you're not wearing a hat and you're out in the blazing sun and you have a shiny bald head, greased up, you could be a victim.
Wow. Okay. I never thought about that. Go ahead. This is really good stuff.
So let's talk about treatment options.
Yes.
The first thing...
Okay, wait a minute. Before you go there, back. What? One of the listeners just asked me, explain what is exfoliation.
Oh, that's easy. Exfoliation is basically taking the dead layer of skin off of your face or any part of your body to get to the new stuff, right?
Okay.
So you even get this in a pedicure. You know that when they attack the heel and it feels soft and your foot walks out, same thing for the face. It's exfoliating.
Okay, so now we have to go to commercial break, but before we do, tell me, why is it important that we really address that skin care, the need to exfoliate. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, I don't use soap. I just get up and wash my face with water. You know, me and Alonzo just said that we don't put sunscreen on. And you said if you had a bald head, you really need it and all that kind of stuff. So why is it so important? What will happen? Is it skin cancer or what? Talk to me.
A lot of things can happen. First of all, the reason why we say it's the skin you're in, because you live in it. This is your house, okay? So if you don't take care of the outside, this is your protective mechanism against bacteria.
Yes.
You know, it's like when you cut your hand and, you know, germs get inside. Mm-hmm. Same thing. A lot of the skin, I mean, a lot of the problems people have in life, it comes from having their skin not properly taken care of and something getting inside.
Okay, so what about the people that has no blemishes and, you know, and they have basically flawless skin? They still should use these same kind of protective measures as well.
Right. I mean, you have to live in this house for 80 plus, 190, however long you live, years, and you just can't get away with not taking care of it. It will turn on you in the end. We all are going to age, and that doesn't guarantee graceful.
All right, everybody. You're listening to the skincare expert, our co-host, Sevin Brown, live here on the Sea Island Morning Show. We'll be right back after these messages. We got a topic here, the back, the crack, and the ball sack. We'll talk about that after these messages.
Oh, my God.